Yes, sir.
This meeting of the mayor and the board of aldermen for the city of Cleveland is now in session. If you have any business before this board, please come forward and you'll be heard.
Rose, I'm gonna have you open us in prayer. And I want to thank, he stops by here periodically and
Try it now.
okay. Reverend Rose, thank you for being here. I want to thank you. You stop by here every so often and you pray for our city, and that means a lot to me. And so if you'll open us tonight.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Father, in the name of Jesus, we want to thank you for your goodness to our city. We thank you, Lord, for every blessing that you bestowed. We pray that you bless.
Yes, we had to cut that.
We got something we got to figure out here.
Okay, give me a minute. This is.
Robert did it by coming back.
Yeah, I think so. That's what happened. Got somebody in the place that haven't been here in a while. I brought something bad with me, a virus.
We haven't had that problem. All right, let's try now.
We'll try again, everybody. Okay, first visitor tonight is Lindsay Tharp from Entergy. Lindsay, if you'll come up, and last meeting, it came up, some of the aldermen asking about the lights that we turn in every month, and sometimes it takes a little bit more than a month to get them going and all that, and
Somebody else will.
yes, sir, please do. Come on, partner. They pull up a chair, but I don't know that's the.
You know that there is.
Okay. Robert, you had the question.
Yes, sir, I did. And thank you, Lindsay, for coming to us tonight. I really appreciate it. As we go into this peak season of the year, we go around our city, most of our lights are completely out, all in the neighborhoods and different wards. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to get a hold on this. I know we send you all lists quite often.
Right.
And I'm trying to find out exactly what we can do to try to, because a lot of things occur when these lights out. People getting out of their vehicles, it's dark, and a person wants to commit a crime or something, that's usually what they do in the dark. So we just want to see what we can do.
I know that y'all email your reports in, but we're trying to get everyone to step away from that and go more towards our app or our website. Because with emailing the reports in, you have a lag. Because you're waiting on someone to check that inbox, to create that ticket, to dispatch that ticket and get it on a service gosh or a B&B contractor's truck. So with the app, once you see the light out, anyone can report them. Anyone in the town can report them. You don't have to have an Energy account. You just download the app and step right under the street light that's out, and it will give you a light icon, and you click it and it creates your ticket right away.
To go straight to Energy?
It does.
Yes.
We've never been told about this app.
No, it's a new deal.
Yeah, it's
That's all new.
fairly new.
If I want to elaborate on what Lindsay's saying, what you do, like she said, you don't have to be an Energy customer.
Okay.
Any citizen of the city can go under a street light and it's out. The app is easy, it's free. It's very easy to use. And what we were told, what we were trying to go forward with is the app. Because it's all electronics now and technology we have, we want to use it. We want to use the app if we can, because what that does, guys and ladies, it generates a ticket immediately. It puts the ticket that you get when you push that out, you say that light is out. It generates a work order ticket number. What you do, if you want to track it, screenshot that number. Everybody, well, I'm kind of old, but kind of screenshot that number and that number, we can track that from the time it's made to the time it's repaired.
Is that the number on the pole?
No,
No,
that's
sir.
gonna be, so once you go through the app and you put your comments in, it'll give you the options like is the
Okay.
light all the way out or blinking, it'll give you several options. And once you go through the steps, at the very end of it, it lets you know that it's been successfully created and that it's like I want to say 10 to 12 digit number. I
Right.
can't really remember how many digits,
And
but it'll give you that confirmation, and that confirmation is the work order number associated with
I'm
that.
very done with technology, but what is your app or what is it called? Energy app?
Energy app.
Energy app.
Energy app.
And if you-
Anybody in here can do that.
Anybody here can get it. You don't have to be a customer. You can go to any town from here to Jackson. If you see a street light out, you stand under that street light, location icon is there. Click on the icon. You can put in the address and tell that the light is out. It sends GPS coordinates to that pole.
From,
So
I'm go ahead.
I got another question. So along those lines, what Robert was saying, I've noticed in my ward in particular, we got several lights that have been changed over to LEDs. They appear to pull out a lot
I'm gonna
better.
get to that if y'all give me
Yeah,
just a minute. I don't want to take up too much time.
There you go.
But I don't know how much time you want to give us here because I can talk. Robert, you know I can talk. So, but yeah, but once you generate that work order number, that tracks that number from the time it gives you that number and it goes on that service truck to the time it's completed. And we can track that. I mean, it's like you do a light right out here in front of City Hall. Give it 3 or 4 or 5 days, give us about a week.
Yes.
It's a lag time.
It's a
Give
3
us about 3 to 5 days. If it's not fixed, shoot me that number or get it to Lindsay. I can track it all the way to the truck. And then I, as a supervisor, can find out why it's not fixed.
And there are
And I can,
reasons.
I can do something about that.
From time to time, there will be other reasons other than, okay, that you saw the guy come out, well, he didn't do anything. Well, that could be anything that would have to come back to Lacey's guys to repair. And
All he does, all the B&B contract guy is repair. He
Yeah.
does not, if there's no voltage there, ticket will come back to me.
Yeah, we're gonna
Puts the
continue,
comments, when he puts comments in there's no voltage, it goes back to the local office.
we're gonna continue to do our monthly thing. So, cause we.
And that's fine,
Public
but
Works, we can do a lot.
and that's fine, but like Lindsay said earlier, doing it by email,
Right.
it's still out there. It's still out there, but getting somebody to look at that email every day, it may not,
I-
might not look at it every day. They may be 2 or 3 days and they check that inbox for the lighting out. And we got every town in Mississippi.
Right.
So-
It's are being created. I am watching.
Yeah, they are.
Well, every time Danny sends me the report,
Right.
make sure to go through, look on that, look on our system and then look on a truck to see if they're out.
Right. Y'all,
So there's several out there as of today.
y'all doing good.
Well, I
One
will,
thing to ask about this, when you replace a light, we've discussed this in the past. We've got a lot of lights in town that are these dim yellow. We've got a lot that are the LED. Would you finish with that
Yes, sir.
conversation?
Let me elaborate on that. Now, what I would suggest to do here in Cleveland, we've done it in a lot of little municipalities around Cleveland, Pace, Marigold, Louisville, Rosedale we've done an LED conversion. Got rid of all the high pressure sodium. They don't make the lights anymore. What we're using now is back order stuff for if you want to replace that high pressure sodium, the yellow light, let me just use that as a yellow light. We're trying to do away with those because number one, they're hard to maintain. They got bulbs in them, photocells. There's several problems that we have with the high pressure sodium. Plus you got to dispose of that sodium bulb.
Right.
So we're trying to go to a LED conversion, which would be great for the city. Not only are you getting a better light, brighter light, it's cost effective, number one. Number two, it's more reliable. It has no bulbs. There's no maintenance. It's got a 5-year warranty on it. So when we go out there and we replace it, and if you add in any lighting, there will be no up and down charge for that. And it's cheaper too. The LED, I think I'm gonna throw a number out here, just say high pressure sodium 100 watt is like $8 a month. LED's like $5. So you can save money going to LED.
LED.
And we can get our lighting coordinator to come and talk to you guys. That would be the best way to go.
Wait, that's
It's
what,
gonna be
I can
cheaper
get you a
and
proposal
you're gonna
for
get
that.
better lighting and you can add more lighting for the money that you're paying now.
Add more poles where we need it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
And again, she knows more about the ins and outs of that. But, the reason we're here today is letting you guys know that the lights, if they're being reported correctly, we can track it. Especially on the app, but we didn't want you guys thinking we just dropping the ball here because
I'll
it
take
is a lag time. Nobody sits and monitors that inbox every day.
Yeah.
And we don't like it either.
Yeah, it's much better than that been in the past.
Nobody monitors that inbox every day for Cleveland.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They just go down through there and they say, well, we're gonna make tickets today, and they may make 100, you know. But you know, anytime you guys got a problem, I mean, my door's wide open.
All right.
Come see me, call me or whatever, you know. But we want you guys to be satisfied. We're gonna give you the best service we can. But I think the LED lighting upgrade would definitely benefit Cleveland, not only for the safety, for the, you know, for your, you know, services here, for the community, for your, you know, patrons here and your law enforcement, fire department, lot better lighting and get away from this high pressure sodium.
Right.
And it attracts bugs. I know that, right? You know, so that's
I'll get that
I
far.
would ask, can we use that app for power outage as well?
Can, yes, sir.
you can report your power outages on the app.
But I will say this, if you are an energy customer and you have the app, sign out of your account before you start reporting streetlights because it can tie it to your actual account.
Yeah, I got it. I just can't remember my.
Yeah, if you do have the app and you are a customer, if you just go in and report a light out, it's going to issue your address because you're signed in.
I downloaded while you've been sitting here and you do continue as a guest and you.
Yeah, It's very, you know, a lot of people's not real.
You'll get one of them at the end of
It's
comments.
not hard. It's really not. So if a couple of you know how to do it, teach 5 more people how to do it. It's not hard at all.
And thank you all for this update. That was much needed
Yes.
because a lot of our citizens didn't know. I know I wasn't aware of it until I bug Lacey all the time. I was-
Don't bother me.
Some cards
My
to
job.
give you, but I can bring something next week.
Thank you so very much. I really appreciate you all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Y'all ain't-
So when this ticket is created, does the person that's reporting it, does it give them a response to let them know that it has gone through the reporting process?
I don't think so. I think the
Once
only
you
thing
get
that it
that
does is gives you your confirmation.
Once you get that confirmation number, it's reported.
Okay.
Yeah, it creates the ticket automatically. It
But no,
goes
man, it's
straight
not
for
gonna call you individually and say, hey, we got your,
No, I was
Request.
thinking maybe there was some type of text or
no, man.
some type of,
Now, once you get that work order, it's going straight to the trucks.
great.
You might have to go ahead and get started on that proposal tomorrow.
That'll be-
Someone asked me about Delta Electric. I know you all are energy and Delta Electric is a whole nother situation. So I guess we'll have to wait there till.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank y'all
But I
for
just
coming.
want to make sure.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Lance.
Come by, see me.
Okay.
All right.
Thank y'all.
The one and only Wayne Vick. Come on up, Wayne.
Wayne,
Have 2 minutes.
my man.
Bring us help.
Wayne, where you from?
I don't know. I hadn't seen that
You don't know where you from?
Into 2 minutes, right?
I started off. No, I'm here representing the American Legion. And we've got something coming to Cleveland that's gonna benefit the city and the county all at one time. We've got the Vietnam Memorial Traveling Wall. Will be here the 13th through the 17th of June. And the biggest thing that we having right now is it cost us $10,000 to get it here. And we gonna need a little help from the city. If we could, to help us, you know. Somebody asked me, I think it was at the Exchange Club, asked me, said, how much? I told them, like my daddy always said, give till it hurts and give a little bit more.
I think that's very worthwhile. Had that been talked about for years, hadn't it? So,
We have tried, and this is the first time it's been in this area.
I got
It's
it.
been in Jackson, it's been in Memphis, you know, South Haven, whatever.
Where's it gonna be located?
We're gonna have it at the expo, which is great because that's indoors, climate controlled.
Right.
And we can,
Parking and.
don't have to worry about the security as much.
And that's
Because-
advertising on y'all.
And we're gonna advertise it, and this will help on the advertising stuff, the donations that we receive. So we need to get it out so we can get as many folks as we can. We're
Right.
getting it on the radio and we're getting brochures made up. We've already started some. And
Gary, don't you think this could come under tourism in some way?
yeah, it should.
Yeah.
Y'all raised any money already? Yes, we have. You can pass that around, Danny, if you would, please. I went to the Exchange Club and they were very generous. I don't know what I should tell you or not.
That's okay.
You have any, it's always good to say about what kind of range of money have you raised so far?
So far, I think we're right at, maybe 7,000
Okay.
at this time. And we've had individuals,
You need it, Wayne.
pardon?
I soon do you need it.
I mean, like I said, it's not gonna be here till June.
When you have to pay for it.
Can't
Why don't we take it on?
take it up. Our second meeting, we have 2 meetings a month.
Okay,
That's why we can have time to look at our budget. for
right,
tourism
right.
We'll
And
be.
come up with a solution.
That would, and everything would be appreciated so much.
It'd be in
We
2
want
months.
to back you on that, 100%.
Cause we got so many people in this area that got names of family on the wall. And I mean, it's not only gonna help Cleveland.
How many names are on the wall?
58,000.
I think, yeah,
58?
58,000 names is on there, and I know several of them personally.
Mhm.
That-
I
Yeah,
do.
we all do.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's.
and I was there with
You
them.
know,
Okay, we want to help you and we're going to do that. We'll get right back with you. Indeed.
Thank y'all for doing it.
Thank you for doing it, Wayne.
The paper has a email blast they put out, and I know you know about that, but they get with the Chamber of Commerce also, so they can put it on there, as I'm sure you already have.
Yeah, we've already gotten in touch with them and they've already given us donation and they're gonna get it out too. We've got the radio getting set up because one of our members owned parts on the radio.
Yeah.
And it's several other ways that we're trying to get it out and we're gonna
County will
have
probably
signs,
help
you know.
Okay, well, we're here for you. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
for doing that, Wayne.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Okay, our next, Jody Hilton and Jeffrey Davis on sewer drainage concern.
Yeah, y'all have.
Is Mr. Davis here? You want to come on up with a,
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Board.
hey,
I'm here, as you know, about the sewage issues in my neighborhood over in East Cleveland, 923 Parkview. I am now in a position that I was at about 25 years ago when we had Wayne Cole, Ellis Preston, and was on the board of supervisors. And I'm not mistaken, Mr. McBride was my alderman at that time. Prior to my retirement from the city of Cleveland, I would watch the board and I saw where my neighbors coming up my street was having an issue similar to this. Miss Wilson Richardson and Miss Washington on the street behind her. Well, now it has traveled down to my home, 923 Parkview. My neighbor, Mr. Pips, if I'm not mistaken, my 2 back neighbors on Kennedy Cove. I've talked to some people. I've kind of canvassed my neighborhood and even people on Cross Street. As far as Parkway, and I've talked to people before, that's where my parents' home is. Anyway, long story short, as I stated, I am where I was 25 years ago. And if Michelle sent you all something to your Dropbox, you heard my toilet talk.
No, I emailed you and told you that didn't come through on the email.
Wow.
Do not get my email.
I did not.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
got a bunch of pictures.
Those were from Thomas. The only email that came through was of your manhole. Hole. Yes, ma'am.
Hold on, it's quite entertaining.
Yeah, that, I emailed you and told you I didn't.
I didn't get the email. I had some trouble.
Yes,
with my
ma'am.
email. But it talks to me. When it rained, I guess it's the sewage drain thing. It's in my neighbor's backyard, on Kennedy Cove.
You can find that. I'll pass it around to them.
Okay.
I did see
I
the
can probably,
video.
oh, here it is, right?
Yes, now see that manhole, we have a picture of it.
Yes,
There's a.
someone, up to the people. I'll wait patiently for you to come. So start talking, please. Just give it a moment. Quite entertaining. And while you all are watching that, I'll continue to talk. There you go.
Let's see it.
If it rains, I can deal with the flood in the yard. I've done that for over 30 years. Okay, now when it rains, I'm back to where I was 25 years ago. I've had outlets put on my house. I've had plumbers to come and tell me it's not my fault. You name it, I've done it to avoid coming here. So it's back in December was when my issue began. I mean, really began seriously. And if I have company, they have to go to my private bathroom and my personal. And the strangest thing, the front bathroom does that, but the back bathroom doesn't. The neighbor's house is his front bathroom and not his back bathroom. So it's not anything within our sewage or septic system. It's something that's dealing, I think, on the city line. And years ago, when Charles Haynes was here working and I brought everybody to the table, Mr. Haynes suggested back then to Mr. McBride, he said, as the neighborhood grows, we're gonna have to put in new pipes because I think those pipes are 6-inch pipes. So it doesn't have enough pullage and pressure to go out like it should. I've heard stories from, oh, Miss Felton, you know, your house, the drainage goes like this, and when it gets to Martin Luther King, they used to tell me pull to the, that's to the north to that end. Now I was told it's pull to this end, and I have called Thomas so many times that he probably look at his phone when I call and say, oh, it's her again.
I bet he answers though. He's 100%.
He does, he answers. So I've even contacted my alderman, Mr. Sanders. We had several conversations. And to no end that I've gotten any good results. If it rained, I have to make sure nobody come up my house because I don't want to have to deal with the front toilet. That's kind of embarrassing. And then sometime if you have company say, please don't flush it, you know, you can't do this, da, 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 da. And they go in there and flush it and you got water that's just sitting at the top and you're hoping it don't come over the floor. So, and also in my washroom, it gurgles that same way when it rains. So it's something that's going on that's outside of my home that, and the little fellows from wastewater, whatever came by the other day and they took a picture and they showed me because they said, we see you, Miss Jody, sitting, you be sitting at that table. I said, I'm watching my neighborhood. So I'm here today to see what kind of resolution we can come to better my neighborhood, to better my situation.
Yes, sir. Me and Raheem, we've all gone over there and looked at her issue. Her manhole was underground. They did go by and raise it up so the flood water wouldn't get down in there and overload the system. We are looking to get a grant to rehab that whole area over there, MLK, Parkview, Stamps Code, all of that to try to remedy the influx of stormwater. But as far as one bathroom not working in your house while everything else does, I don't see where that would be on the city line, because every house only has one service line, one sewer line going to your home. So if everything works besides one bathroom, it's normally just that one bathroom that's messed up. But as far as the main line outside, we are trying to work on getting a grant to get that rehab.
Okay.
But that's what we're saying. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. If my front bathroom, if something's going on in my lines, the same line that run from the back bathroom, I've had it traced. I've had several plumbers. I've had American Home Shield to come and you name it, I've had people before I came here to address this, to look and survey my situation to try to give me a resolution to it. I just need somebody to make it make sense to me that if my front bathroom is gurgling, my washroom is gurgling, and at times I can't even wash dishes. But the back bathroom works. And Mr. Phipps' house, who's next door to me, his front bathroom don't work.
Ever. I mean, it's just during water, high water.
here's gurgling, the water comes up.
I'm talking about it just happens during
It
high
just
water.
happens when it rains.
Right.
That's what I thought.
So there's
So
water getting in those systems.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not something going on at my house on our part. This only occurs when it rains. So perhaps we need to move to the engineer. Maybe he could go and look and see, and, you know, we just keep.
They got an engineer back there.
I think Clinton, I know Josh and Clinton spoke earlier, so.
So, like Thomas said, we are working on grants to do the lower half of MLK. We've done the northern half of MLK a few years back. We are working on grants to rehabilitate the southern half of the MLK basin.
So
To do the same thing, go and line the pipes, if there's any holes for specific sections of those lines, et cetera, try to fix all those issues.
When they raised the storm thing, did it help any?
Hadn't rained that much since. But when you say you're working on a grant,
Yeah.
are we working on a grant for something immediately, 2 years, 3 years? You know, what are we working on a grant for? How long?
We sent in grants last year, last fall. They're still working through that to see if we can able to have those grants. There's not a set timetable when we should find out about those.
Could I ask a question? Clinton, that was like Suncoast or something, the project where we lined the thing. Once we were funded, how long did that take?
Not long, I would say a few months to go through and survey the whole entire basin, put plans together, bid out the process, bid out. So 3-4 months maybe after receive funds.
Timeline on that, did when it was done, any complaints?
No, not that I've heard.
I remember looking at a couple of them, Miss Jody, one because of intrusion had fallen in because of a thing in the line, and that's exactly the project.
Clinton, is it an issue of age of the system, or is it, like she says, the size of the pipes, or what?
You don't really know until you start surveying it. It could be the size of the pipes. It could be that you have tree roots growing through it. That is a big problem around here, especially if you have a lot of cypress trees around here. So that could be doing that. Going across roads, you could have a failure in that area where the water's seeping into the sewer system. You have the infiltration where you have too much water, like Thomas said, overloads and it backs up. So there's a number of issues. There's not just one.
Is there a lot of trees back there?
No.
So
Well,
done a survey to try to identify the
One
issue.
yard, there are some trees, 1 yard.
Not yours, though.
No,
And it might not be around your house. It could be downstream that failure as well. That's mainly.
Thomas, do you get a lot of complaints on the other, like the person next door?
We have had complaints on Stamps Cove. We did have that sewer main where it connects into MLK, jetted out, and there's quite a bit of roots, towards the MLK section of that, storm drain, that, sewer main hole. But as far as on Parkview, I think we had 2 houses the last 2 years that we got, invoices on.
Okay.
you had Upper Park View, Miss Geisha.
909, I believe.
Yeah, that's the Wilson Richardson.
Yeah.
And now it's at 923. But a lot of my neighbors are older and they're not quite as vocal. So, you know.
Okay.
Mine being mouthpiece.
Is it
And
some,
Clinton is,
run some type of light to see what's going on?
We can camera that line.
Yeah.
And we are actually gonna work on that. Me and Steve-O are gonna work on getting a camera for the city that we can use at our disposal instead of having to call and line up somebody who is, able to do that. But yes, we can have it cameraed out.
Gary, go ahead.
well, I was gonna say, can we do some kind of preliminary study, Clinton, where we can at least go in there and give them some relief until we can get some money to repair the whole system?
Yeah, let me talk to Josh and see what
Okay.
we can come up with. I can get-
Well, let's do something and let's give a report back.
Sure.
That's
fine.
Okay, well, I certainly appreciate you each of you, for your time and your
Thank you,
patience.
Jody. Thank you, Ms. Jody.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
And my toilet. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Hey, David?
I live at 1108 Link. And I've been at that house for 30 years. Almost 30 years. Back then I was coming to the board probably every other month. If you look at, my thing is with Lincoln Street when it first started off, if you're looking from White Street, looking north, the street is like this. All the way. So, at my house, is that on the south end. And the water, immediately when it started to rain, the drainage. Water shoots up out the drainage, which is at 1109 Link. Like that. Yes.
1109, your address?
1108 address.
Okay.
Street.
Well, that's county, isn't it?
Lincoln is the city limit.
I thought it was half and half on Lincoln. Am I wrong?
No, it's all city.
All city, okay, gotcha. I thought it was half and half.
It'll start coming. And then that's when the neighbors got the problem with the flushing. And I'll call, they know I call them all the time about that. And on the left side of my house, if you're facing it, where the two drainages, that you got a drainage on this side on the street and the drainage right behind. You go down there about maybe 20 feet. On the other side, it should be about 3 more drainage there. On behind my house. But those drainage, the grass is, if I go out there, you can't see me over the grass, so I don't think the water gonna flow right with all the grass back there. And
Is this on a city easement or is this your property or?
it's on the whole city, my property in the city. And I knew,
Well, no, your property is your property, Mr. Davis.
well,
The city has an easement to work on your property.
when I bought,
Are you-
I don't mean to cut you off now.
Go ahead.
When I bought my property, I think I got a picture of that too. They told me from the tree line, the city has the right of way. And it goes straight back to Reverend Rash Church.
Right, but that don't mean we own the property. You still own it.
No, cause I do all the mowing and all.
But you own it. You pay for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I know they don't come do more. But when the water it's 2 trees, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 trees. And as Thomas and them come back, I did, what other gentleman that with the city? And we talk, I said, I think we come to conclude that maybe there's some roots that's in that pipe, cause one of the trees gonna sit, cause I had told that, I forgot to
That's
just.
Steve-O. Go ahead.
I said, man, if I cut that tree down and grind it up, we're gonna have a problem, cause I think the water shoot straight up at that pipe from where they put the trees before I bought the house. And when it flooded out over there, my neighbor and Miss Blockett that's behind me, they had to tear up their whole sewage thing to try to get the water.
Had roots in their line.
It had to be. And the water just sits there. So everybody either nowadays, if you've been in there long enough, you either got to get the house re-level. You finna have to spend some money and get your house back right.
Right. Steve-O, what are you, is it probably roofs or what you?
From Mr. Davis's end, where it reaches goes toward White Street. Me and Thomas has got in them, look, everything's clear.
The lines are clear.
Lines are clear. I think it's a 36-inch pipe.
Yeah.
Where it crosses White Street and goes into the county is where the main problem is.
Say that again.
Where it crosses White Street and goes into the county side of White Street. That's where we found all the problems.
It's clogged up.
Well, me and Thomas found about, I don't know, half a foot of gravel.
Sent y'all pictures.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we did.
I saw that.
All their trash on the south side of White Street just flows right to the ditch. Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah.
And that's the county,
Right.
County, not.
Have you talked to Mr. Hooker about that by any chance?
And talked about.
Well, Mr. King is the supervisor in that area, Larry King, but
Not on Mr. King's on the other side. Matter of fact, that side is Mr. King.
yeah, that's one that's one they talking about, the opposite side, south side. But I know because my side is on the links on White Street and they have
Did
the
you get
county.
him hooked up with Mr. King or
Yeah, I've told Larry about it. I mean, they wait so long before they do anything with that area. And that's why we had a problem before the county comes out and cut.
Yeah.
And we're encountering a problem because of the neglect on the other side. So I'll get, yeah.
That's self-explanatory.
And like November the 11th of last year, well, during the summer, you can't sit outside on Lincoln Street because of that water done sit there the whole time. And it smelled like, almost like raw soup. One of the guys that they sundown said, man, somebody did in there. I said, no, I don't think so. But it smelled so bad that you can't sit outside in the summer. Wow. So I kept calling. So I called the EPA on level. Say, hey, we got this bad smell. They gave me a work order number and turned it over to another guy, which called me. And after that, they came down because before then, like every month or every 2 weeks, they would bring the big blue truck, pull that top off that drainage, and they would suck water up out of there. This guy would sit there so long till he said, hey man, I can't get all that water out that drain. But it never smelled. That means it's got mosquitoes. I don't care if that lady come out there in that truck and sit there all day spraying, it ain't gonna bother them. And you got the mosquitoes and then you got that smell. That smell is awful.
Where does the water drain? Does it drain south?
I think it drains back.
Yes, sir. It comes,
Because of the street.
Drain south into the county?
yes, sir.
That's where
And it's clogged up.
See where, but
When they come out and
Lincoln goes into white.
By they, you mean
the
county?
city,
City, okay.
the city got the big.
Has the county done any work out there?
I never seen the county come out here, cause
I got a whole road department. A lot of people.
Okay,
But
the county don't come till you come to White Street.
no, I'm talking about down there where the drain is clogged up.
Where my drain is there. Where they come is the city.
I know, but it drains south and it hits the.
Right, okay.
West.
So,
Once water hits an obstacle, it stops. It
right.
backs up. So
Okay, but my point is this, why can't we get that truck to come out at least once a month to draw the water out the drain?
We can do it in the city, but we can't do it in the county.
County to claim their end.
Yeah, we did, I guess we,
Okay, that probably.
why don't you and Robert go see Reverend King?
yeah, that's what I said a minute ago.
I think all of us need to have a little round table with me, Steve O, him and Reverend King
Yeah.
together. And say we just all come to.
They got a road department.
Yeah.
What the city can do versus the county. I'm sorry.
What's that man's name runs that road department?
Pritchard.
Richard.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
but with Lincoln, where I live at and where the water going out from my house, I'm only concerned from that end of my property. Back over there is out of town.
But
That's where
I think they saying the
It
block
stopped up.
But I know
Ain't gonna ever
it's
get
stopped up.
fixed.
I don't think it's my responsibility to go to the CM. He might can go to them, but they don't listen to me.
I'll do it. Because.
Yeah, we listening to you.
Well, I'm in the city limit, y'all might say, we'll listen to him right now.
Okay. Well, we bless it.
You gotta vote for him just like you gotta vote for.
I understand.
Go in there and raise King with it.
Yeah, I do understand, but my point is, can we get the truck to come back down, can we solve and draw the water out? Yes, I did.
Yeah, Steve, okay.
Good. All right.
But good luck on your other venture there too with the county.
Okay, and the other thing is, I'm gonna cut the trees down this summer.
Probably help yourself with doing that.
Right, but now I know them roots is in that drainage part.
Yeah.
So I would like for somebody to say, hey, Mr. Dave, we might need to wait, or if you do it, we're gonna be able to put the pipe, cause the water gonna come straight up, cause
Well,
he looked at it and.
let's just.
Yeah, that's just one thing.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Jim, thank you.
Okay, got it. Public hearings.
First one, I'm gonna read off the hearing for properties that have been given notice of being nuisances under 21-1911. First property, and just if you're here to answer to it, speak up. 205 East Carpenter Street, Crown Communication, Inc. 509 South Bayou Avenue, Quicksilver Tax Funding, LLC. 507 South Bayou Avenue, Larry Davis, care of Burnett Haynes. 1213 Halo Avenue, Gregory Frazier. 114 Washington Street, Isabel Add and the Pleasant Estate. 205 Carver Street, Pleasant Ridge Baptist Church. 603 South LaFleur Avenue, Jimmy Bryan Jordan. 209 North Third Avenue, Terry M. Bird, 704 South Street, Deborah Henry and Morgan Roosevelt, 905 Church Avenue, Catherine Griffin, 907 Church Avenue, TDK Reynolds LLC, 1514 Garrison Avenue, Henry D. and Elnora Wright, 306 Mullins Road, Apartment B, J&O Real Estate Investors LLC, and finally 917 Parkview Street, Cheryl Burnside. Is there anybody here to answer to these properties? There being no answer, it would be in order for the board to move and.
So moved.
Second.
Gary made a motion, Brian second, all in favor, say aye. Okay.
Next thing you have under public hearings is a public hearing from Steve Ray requesting parcel be rezoned from R2 single family to R5 multifamily residential. Mr. Trotter, have we published and posted in accordance with the statute?
That's correct.
Okay, do we have any objections or people here to speak in opposition or favor?
That's Rosemary Road.
Yes, sir. So we've got a number on a list, I believe, already, and the clerk can make that part of the record.
I have names of objections here on a list that I've received.
Okay, and y'all, I'm gonna coach you a little bit because we don't do this all the time. The criteria for making a zoning change, and I believe I've given that to Steve and to the board. The criteria for making a zoning change, really there's two things. One is the procedural, which we cover by the city, publishing in the paper and posting, and then the other factors, there's 5 factors that the person requesting the change has got the obligation to prove by clear and convincing evidence. It would be, I can review those for you and just let me summarize what those are. And then it would be in order to allow the applicant to speak and offer what he has. The factors, and you'll see it noted in my memo to you in the Dropbox, y'all. The 4 factors remaining would be that a substantial need does or does not exist for the requested change. The next is that the applicant will or will not suffer an undue hardship if the request is denied. The next is that changes in the area of the requested change have or have not been made so that there are substantial changes which warrant a change in zoning. And the final factor is whether or not the requesting change is or is not desirable and that the granting of the change would adversely affect surrounding properties. Now, different people have different comments when they come in and make comments on these things, and they fit within the framework of those factors. And if someone is aggrieved by what the city does, they can take it to Chancery Court. And that's the way that works is everything in court these days is a little test you got to meet. So it would be in order to allow the applicant to come and present and explain and for you to ask questions.
Okay, Steve.
So I don't know, like I said, I don't do this either. I own the property on Rosemary, which everybody knows. Half of it is already R5. I bought some adjoining farm, and on the other side, I bought some adjoining farmland that is R2 that.
R2. When we talk about R5, we're talking about multifamily. When we talk about R2, it's just like a regular old one house to a lot.
Well, I'm talking agricultural.
Okay.
Side. So I've owned the R5, Brayline Cove, about 2.5, 3 years. Then I just recently, a year or so back, bought the farmland beside it. On the other side of the farmland, it is also R5. All I'm wanting to do, no spot zoning, I just wanted to make the farmland R5 as well as what I already have. That's it. I'm not trying to change anything. It's been R5 right there. I'm I'm assuming since 1986, that was R5. So I'm not,
Couple of things, and I can kind of ask and try to
go ahead.
throw you softballs to ask you.
That'll help.
Okay. Steve, tell us, why there is a substantial need to have, in this case, multifamily housing in that area.
I'm not necessarily saying that area, but in Cleveland city limits, a year or two back, the city condemned Shamrock, which was about 42 doors, with a door being an apartment, on White Street. There was a trailer park that was torn down. It was 5 or 6 trailers there, 3 people in each trailer. Right outside the city limits where I do own, I've torn down a mobile home park there. As far as substantial need for it, I'm not gonna lie and say, yes, I guess people find houses, I get a phone call every day about a place to rent or something like that. I do not have any immediate plans to build for that property right now. I just wanted it to worth as much as I could when I get ready to do something with it. That's,
The next factor we ask about, what hardship will you suffer if they don't grant the thing?
I'm broke, let's sell it.
Finance.
It's not immense, not gonna affect, I mean, I'd like, as Mr. Trotter has explained to me before, it's already an R5 on both sides of it. Of course, he said he does not see an issue with it getting placed in the R5 as well. So that's the main reason. I just wanted it.
It touches property that is currently for multifamily housing.
Correct, on both sides, and at the very north of my property, that's the bio there, and that goes outside to the city limits. So on both sides, totally 100% is R5, and at the end of the property is the county line. So
The other thing, and I've seen these where people bring in a stack of stuff, and I've seen people doing just what you're doing. So I mean, what changes in the area? And by that, I mean right there, contiguous to your property, joining your property. What changes in the area have happened, say in the last 8-10 years that would point to this being needed?
So the majority of let me tell you what I've seen in the past 8 years of building houses, the rental houses in Cleveland, most of them, First, Second, Third Avenue, LaFleur, most of them are built in the and First, Second, Third built in the 40s. On other streets, they're built in the 60s. They are 60, 70, and 80 years old. I get a phone call every day. Hey, let me get one of your houses. Let me get one of your houses, because they are new on a concrete slab with central heat and air. And the rental houses in town are older.
Now, let's see. Really the final factor is whether or not the requested change is or is not desirable. And from your standpoint, is it anything you want to offer to address that? I mean, whether or not that would adversely affect surrounding properties, in other words?
I mean, I see other people. I known Leroy for 15 years. He lives directly across the street.
Usually what most people that are objecting are going to come in and say, we don't need it, we've got plenty of it, or that's right next to me, I don't want apartments.
There's not a finer fella in this room than this guy right here.
But I mean, this is the way government works and everybody's doing their part. Steve, is there anything else you want to offer in support of doing that?
I'm all about buying. I mean, I've bought trailer park in Bull, trailer park outside of Cleveland, torn them down. I've bought lesser properties on Victoria, tore them down. All I build is brand new houses, brick, concrete slab, central heat and air. And if I decided to build there, it would be nice as well. So, I'm all about tearing down the lesser stuff and making it new.
And from the city's perspective, we've adopted the 2020 development code, so it would have to be.
And like Greg said, it would have to be up to fire code, suppression system or whatever you said, the sprinkler system. So, no objection there.
Now,
If the curiosity, what is the lot requirement? The lot size requirement for R2?
those are always Billy questions.
12,000 square feet.
The lot requirement of the R2 or
R5, I thought 10,000.
Oh, yeah, R5 is 10,000.
Okay.
What you saying resident,
Yeah, well,
single family?
I'm just trying to figure out why you couldn't keep it R2, Steve, and just build houses on it.
So what, that's gonna be my question. What's your intent? You keep talking about buying houses, but then you say.
I'm just, I just wanted it. I think if I decide to sell it, the value would be up more, and I do want to sell it.
I have a question. Is there a for sale sign in front of it?
It is. Like I said, I have inquiries about it. I do want to sell it.
Sale?
Yeah, it is sale.
As you make this application, your property's for sale?
Yes.
Because I saw there's a sign out there.
Yep.
Well, Mr. Mayor, it would be appropriate, of course, you asking questions as well, and for any of the people who have objections or comments.
Hey, we got a real spokesman out here. We'll
Please.
let maybe one or two.
Can we sit down?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Please.
oh, when you want to talk.
Oh, so Michelle has a list, and the list that she's got is of just my tenants on Rosemary Road that oppose it just based on the increase in traffic itself. That'll happen because Rosemary, as we all know, is a very busy road. But
Where's your property in relation to?
What's the name of your property?
Princeton Plaza, it's 539 Rosemary. From where your property is, it's probably not, yeah. Quarter mile away.
And who are these folks?
Those are all my tenants.
That
Those are tenants at the,
live there?
yes.
And they oppose it or they oppose it?
Oh, yeah, they oppose it. They oppose it based on just the increase in traffic if it is R5.
Any other spokesman? Big O?
I'm never shy of talking.
How many people are on that list? Excuse me.
I think 17.
Okay.
Are any of them here tonight? Okay, so it's
17.
Excuse me, that I gotta sit down. I talk to 7 or 8 other landlords just about every day. We all have vacancies. So there's really not a true need for more rental units. Where I want to go with that is go to Greenville, Jackson, Memphis. As you go down any street that has rental property, you see condemned buildings everywhere. Well, that's because new was built. Everybody wants to live in new. Me too. But then people move out of those and you condemn them. What happens with them? They're an eyesore. You take North Bow right now. And I live in that area and I worry about my property values going down. Well, property values go down, you get less taxes. What do y'all do? You raise the tax.
your street.
And you're affecting a lot of people.
Yeah.
And when that happens, your rent's gonna go up on the rental units. And people are renting because they can't afford to buy. And you're just putting a hardship on them because the expense is just passed on up.
Yeah.
Is there a need for single family homes?
There are vacancies all over town.
Terms of,
I'm not saying they're all new, they're not.
I'm talking about for sale, where somebody buys it as their homestead.
You'd have to ask someone, have to ask a realtor.
Yeah,
Oh,
they move pretty quick around here.
But they do move quick
Yeah. At good prices, right?
at good price.
I miss that. Did preach say something?
Say that.
It's busy reminder something.
Right.
Well,
Well,
But
holding the economy up is a very important to us and true values mean a lot. And on Steve, I'm telling you, I remember selling him a lot one time. He builds a really nice house.
he does,
I think he could build some great single family houses if he cared to.
but that's all I've got to say.
Okay.
Appreciate your time.
If we can, if it does get changed to R5 though, that's not single family.
No, that's multifamily. That's what it'll be.
It is single family at this point. It's still zone 2. Okay.
It's
Mayor, my concern would be not knowing what the need is. I don't have a pulse on that, whether you need.
More study done.
we got
Well, we've got the guy that's
Chris
already doing
Watson has
redistricting.
been meeting with us today.
Who's
Chris Watson's the one that
Oh, yeah.
the
Yes.
redistricting, which we have to do every 4 years.
Yeah.
I think most of y'all met with him today. I know I did.
If he says.
He could, he's done that before when we,
Well, listen, that would not tell Steve no. It would tell Steve, let us find out whether or not we need more multifamily in Cleveland. And that way, if anybody is ever in a court of law coming in and saying the city did right or the city did wrong, you've got a really smart guy. Chris is one of the best in the state.
right.
You could
You
do that.
The property, half the property already owned is already R5. I'm not asking for anything different there. The Kittles, whatever, they have R5 across the street. I mean, if I'm just, and it's up to y'all. I mean, y'all decide that.
We're not changing the R5. I mean,
changing all I'm here for is changing the agricultural.
I know that. I know. I mean, whatever you've got in R5, you can build
That's
today.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Like, some of the people that are not complaining, but voicing their opinions now, I can already build that on half the property. I'm just trying to get it, the other part, the value, I want the value up as much as I can, just like anybody else, so.
Big
I
up.
do have one question. This be for Steve,
Okay.
if I may. You can hear everything. And that's why I want to ask you. The word is that you have it sold to someone, providing you can get the zoning changed
That is something
to build apartments there.
but that is discussed. It's not 100% sold. I do have a guy looking at it.
And that can be any type of apartment.
Any type of R5, correct?
You don't need 100 new units sold there.
Well,
what about?
Without a study, you're not gonna know what.
We employ Chris. I think we take time and we call Chris in
Somebody want to make it.
simply because, you could develop that property R2 just like it is and put a very nice subdivision there. And I don't think you'd have any objection if you did something like that.
Let me ask one thing. Billy, what was the other property that I had on, at one time? What was it? R4? Is that what it was?
That was an error in the map, it was R5. It was changed when we did the updates to the map with.
Are we okay? I mean, I'm just asking, what can it be zoned? Is I guess a better question.
It can't be zoned in.
We got one lady that
You got the middle part. If you change anything else, it's been spot zoned.
That's
You
fine.
can't change nothing else.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm a very good spokesperson, but I am totally against it. I go up and down that street, walk the street, I've driven the street. It is a hazard with all the people that are in the street. There's weren't lines on it. I almost hit somebody and I was going slow. I wasn't going the speed limit. It's very hazardous. School buses are stopping there. Traffic takes forever. They're running the stop sign. It is very, very dangerous, and I don't want to see more kids and more people on the street. I think it's very down the neighborhood, but besides, one of the apartment buildings, the sheriffs are there almost every week. Weekend, or the police. You hear the sirens.
Okay.
I mean, I think the problem that we have is more.
We did.
Is to let people voice. And the problem I'm having is there are too many opinions that are against.
They would
all opinions are worth something, but I think to back any decision or study would be appropriate.
Exactly.
Do you agree, Dina?
Yes.
You agree, Ryan?
As a matter of fact, that's my ward.
I got one quick question.
Got you. Yeah.
I live 2 houses from her. She's telling the truth.
She's
I
the
got
walk.
neighbor, I hear gunshots all the time. I got a neighbor, the bullet went through his roof. But we don't need that now,
Yeah,
we don't need that.
you're right.
Where do you live, sir? Where do you live?
Right.
I live on, Frederick.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've talked about those lines too, and in the street that we need to be working on.
It's mine.
Okay,
And,
so,
I would like to make a motion that we just conduct a study to see the relevance of this before we make a decision to change this zoning.
are you making that motion?
Yes, sir, I am.
Second it.
Danny seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, unanimous.
May I explain?
Yeah, explain.
Hey, if we were doing parliamentary procedure, which I've never been to parliament, but what you do is, and they didn't tell you no, but they effectively tabled your request until they can get the demographer that's working for the city to tell them whether or not we need multifamily.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
And thank you, everybody.
what you got there?
Say one thing.
Yeah,
You know, I heard a lot of people complain about working through it so forth.
right.
And you still, how, say, 100 people, gonna create a lot of use. Water. And when you get a big rain in our area, the bowel floods, it takes a couple of days for it to go down.
Right,
Thank you, Stu.
Say, a bucket out there,
right.
all that water, wastewater comes in, it's gonna create more water.
I agree.
It's anything, at least I'm not, but the apartment building, like, I said, that street is so narrow.
It is.
I come back from work at night and I have to slow down because the people walking, they got to play them.
It's widely used, for sure. We all use it a lot. Yeah. There you go. Okay, thank y'all. Okay.
That's fine. Grow the best tomatoes in town, don't buy.
We got fresh.
That's why my tomatoes are so good.
I didn't think.
Uh-huh.
Takes a long way to get somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
They don't. That's what we.
engineering,
Good afternoon, everybody.
Hey.
Josh decided he had to coach baseball tonight, so.
okay.
So running first base. So, just sit. So, I come to y'all tonight, wanted to speak about the bids that we took Friday. We had a fiscal year 2024 street improvement project, which y'all all seen approved. We took bids, we had, 6 bidders. Michelle was there with it. We had very good bids. They ranged from 1.2 to 1.6. Our budget was 1.5. Our estimates are 1.5. So we're about 22% lower than what our original estimate was. The contractor is Southern Paving LLC. They're out of Columbia, Mississippi. We have not done work with them before, but I have they have worked in the Delta. They currently have a job south of Greenville. They work all the way up to Fernando, Senatobia, that area. I've spoken to him and they have a timeline that works with us. They could start the second week of June, mobilizing in here and work. I come to y'all tonight to request that we award this project to this contractor and start moving forward.
Thank you.
Robert made
I'll
a,
second. Lowest and best bid.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Can I ask one question?
Sure.
Is this asphalt
Yes, sir.
solely? Are we gonna have some work done, concrete work in addition to this?
With this budget, yes, sir, we can.
But not under this bid.
I know that,
Yeah.
but we do have some concrete.
Right.
issues.
Correct, yes, sir.
Small spots.
Yes, sir. And with it being under budget.
That'd be great. If we
We
could
can either add more asphalt roads or we can do roads.
look at
Better see y'all
options.
options.
Thank you.
Let's bear in mind here as a group, and with all due respect to everyone, let's don't cherry pick something close to my house or some neighbor that keeps going. Y'all have got a great system.
Yes.
And we need to respect that. And it's fine to point something out and if it fits that criteria, okay.
Yeah.
But just, let's let these guys go because they're fixing to really.
We need it.
Well, I agree, Mayor. I just want, I'm encouraged that we
I agree. I think we got a 3-year plan, but what happens is everybody kind of picks and chooses.
Yeah.
And
well,
Well, if we can continue to get projects coming on the bus, we can get some of this other stuff done.
absolutely.
Well, and to his point, I know, I think we did the same thing last year, if I'm not mistaken, on the settlement plan. I think we came in a little under budget last year and we picked up some extra work.
Correct. We could,
Last year, we did the same thing.
we could always pull from fiscal year, what we had planned for fiscal year 25 and push that into this year.
Oh, that's great.
yeah, we would, they were doing a great job.
Jill, did Josh provide us, I thought it was a list that he was gonna send to us what he did.
It was,
It sent to, okay.
Yeah, we've gotten that.
that I can email.
Thank you.
You email it to me also.
Yes, ma'am, I will.
What else you got?
Y'all have my report. Not sure if y'all have any, y'all looked over, y'all have any questions. I'm able to answer whatever you need.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Look very nice.
Appreciate the good
Thank you,
job.
Danny.
Hey, before you is a consent agenda, we need a motion and second to approve.
Brian, Gary, Alex, Ted, make it. All in favor, say aye.
Hey, next up, you have my report if you have any questions. And if not, I'm gonna skip through to the chief. And I have had a number of discussions, and if he could share with you his comments on hours for closing.
Sure. So here in the last few months, we've been having a little bit of trouble in our downtown area because we have businesses open. And the clientele that's coming to that business, we're having honestly, we've had some gunshots downtown, also trash downtown, and also urinating on our walking trail. I'm asking for the closing of business downtown till midnight to kind of alleviate them people of.
We don't need an ordinance or nothing to do this.
Can I explain? What you have by state law and what we're dealing with businesses that allow for the own premises sale of alcohol. And you don't have to limit this to downtown because pretty much you've checked there's no place in town really other than downtown. There's no place staying open past 12. So what you would allow by ordinance, see the state says 12 o'clock. If you've got alcohol, that means you can't go below that. Okay. But with the state allows us to give up to 1 o'clock if we want to. So what we could by ordinance. Well, you could do it by motion, but I'm going to draft you an ordinance that would say, close your businesses that sell alcohol for on premises consumption at 12. And you need a provision in there for special exceptions. You're going to have some things several times a year, and the best process, I think, at least what we've discussed, would be a process to where if you wanted to extend to 1 o'clock because you've got the charity ball or the whatever. Right.
Even none of that goes past midnight.
Well,
can we just make a temporary motion until you get an ordinance in place? I make a motion that.
Do that though.
If you declare it an absolute need, and if there's gonna be.
He just told us.
Harm suffered, likely to be suffered if you don't do it right now, it can take effect immediately.
He just told us.
Facts in the.
Still have special exceptions, right?
I have a question. We're talking about for the entire city though.
With permits.
Yes, you would do it for the entire city.
Entire city, not for just downtown.
We don't need nobody stand open past midnight.
That's right.
Mayor.
Too much.
Yeah.
Just as a footnote, because I think we had 2 people walk in here at the same time and apply. The one down here and the one across.
And he closed up.
No, he's doing.
He is not.
Somebody else opened it.
But he's doing really well and
We have no problems. I've
Quiet as a church mouse.
right over there,
Mhm.
But does he stay open past 12?
no.
no.
I just still say, let's make a motion to close
Okay, Gary,
the sale of
I
our.
think it's a great idea.
Attorney agreed. Hey, if that's.
Said he said he,
I'm solid. I'll do, I'll
It's an emergency.
I'll draft it and have it for
Public
tomorrow. It's not trouble.
I said we have a problem. I make a motion, we close businesses and stop the sale of alcohol after 12.
I second.
At 12.
Gary made a motion.
And I
Seen a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Job well done.
Handle.
Yes, Keith.
While we've got the chief and Danny up on point, so what is the, what's the law as regards to motor vehicles, not cars and trucks on the road? Golf carts, four-wheelers, side-by-sides, motorcycles.
Dirt bikes.
The only requirement that the city of Cleveland has is that you have a driver's license. There is a law that deals with, slow moving vehicles. Mine, when I've got two registered in Ocean Springs, you come through, you pay $25 a year.
Side-by-sides and four-wheelers and dirt bikes.
I think they're a bad idea.
I do too. We got a problem in this town, with some people using all kinds of things, but they're dangerous.
The other deal, we have a lot of tickets. Do we
You
get?
have folks that 7, 8-year-old kids ride golf carts.
Oh, yeah, we've had that 100 years.
Take it off the bat.
You are writing tickets,
I think in Oxford, you have to.
side-by-sides.
Yes.
And they're all over.
Vehicle that has all the road ready
Those ones I do, some of these things running. Oh, now.
and the driver's license.
I've got one under my driveway. I'll bring it up there. It has all the sticker and everything.
But
he is writing tickets currently.
But why don't we look at trying to make requirement that they be road ready, have all the seat belts, devices,
Work on it.
everything?
Okay.
When they pass the law, I got 10 examples on the computer.
Okay.
Good.
Bring it back to it.
So would that address some of those issues that Brian's talking
I think it would.
about the side-by-sides and all of that?
Well, they got knobby tires. That's not what they're made for.
First off, they're hard to see.
Right,
And cars,
Where they
because
camouflage.
they don't see a kid riding a four-wheeler.
right.
Yeah.
They're very dangerous.
Going on with like the motorcycles and side by sides, our policy is we have to be very careful because if someone has a wreck, we're going, that can cause us some problems. So, I mean, and we can't catch them. I mean,
I'll get you something.
Okay.
I have one more thing for me, and this is a situation where Delta Arts Alliance is doing some wonderful things. It may be that Kirkham could share it with us, but they're doing some wonderful things. But one of the things in their deed is that when the city gave them the property, it was done in a way that they couldn't finance money against it. And if you want to develop, they do things with all kinds of donations and wonderful things, but they need to be able to borrow money against it. So Miss Charlotte in my office drafted a wonderful document that's in your Dropbox that would remove that restriction.
The restriction on sale is still there. They can't sell it. And if they ever abandon it, it comes back to the city.
Right.
Okay, make a motion.
Gary made a motion.
Second.
Danny second. All in favor, say aye. Okay.
That's it for me.
Okay. Mr. Trotter?
As long as board meeting about 5 years.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be longer?
Robert needs to go back to session.
I only have one thing tonight. It's not for any motion and things, just update you all. Heritage Commission. It's time for them to redo their survey project for the Cross-Side Storage District. They have 2 quotes, so they're gonna go with the lesser quote. This month is Heritage Preservation Month, so they're gonna do a 25-year thing. They're gonna try to have movie night and scavenger hunt stuff in the historic district. So I just want to drop by and let you all know that they're still working, they're still doing good. Of the commission, I talked to Ms. Powell today, so get some insight from her, so we're gonna continue to move. I just want to let y'all know about that.
Okay. What else you got?
That's it. Let's
I have
y'all.
one thing.
Okay.
I have one thing, because I called Billy 3 times. I called him about 3 pieces of property last week and he responded on all of them. And the reason I'm saying that is this, just had this long discussion about rental property. Some of these people are not taking care of this rental property.
Oh, my
It's
goodness.
going to, as long as this property goes down in value, Cleveland is going to suffer. And as you'll ask the chief, and a lot of the crime that they deal with is in rental property. Because it's being dilapidated and people don't care about
90%
it.
of it, I'd say.
We got to reinforce our rental ordinance. We got to figure out a way to reinforce it better. And we need to we need to help them find these. I called him about 3. He immediately went and checked them.
Sure did.
They get on the list.
Yeah.
That's the only way they're gonna come back to us if we help him. He ain't got enough people
No,
to find all these places.
you don't know what you're
Send
gonna.
the invoice for copy fee.
All I do is I text him an address.
Yeah, but that's what I do. I do it.
That's all it takes.
He ain't like Flynn, he gets it done.
I ain't even gonna waste a phone call with him because I know if I send him an address, he's gonna send somebody out to look at
He
it.
does.
Right.
And we
Thank you.
have the rent registration going and we are registering and doing inspections. Then we got an ordinance
Number coming this year.
going up. We had someone, that's why Ms. Fowler was about that. She was resident rental property. So it's going good though.
Good.
Trying to get it registered.
Yeah, she got it registered today.
Don't want to be late.
Okay, thank you, Billy.
Thanks, Billy.
All right, Anna?
Hey, yo, I've got
You're muted, Anna.
Right, Anna.
Oh,
The TV's on.
can you hear me?
Uh-oh.
you know, hand signals.
Hey,
Hey.
hey,
The
yo,
TV. Yeah, volume's all the way down, TV.
Yeah, but
can you hear me?
It's coming up.
Come on, partner.
Okay, hey, yo,
you go.
Loud and clear.
I've got my,
causes thinking.
Steve Azar event tomorrow. Which I need to, Gary and I've discussed, I need to ask the board,
Hey,
Something's wrong with our volume.
we both heard her report this morning. She's got Steve Azar gonna be down there in the morning at 9. Steve-O's gonna have the stage set up at 8:30 and they will also have some.
9:30, it's gonna be at 9:30. He's gonna be performing at 9:30 and at 1 or 1:30, 1 o'clock.
1:30.
1:30.
1:30.
30 and 1:30.
We got it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'll be there.
she is gonna get us, we're gonna get state recognition from this because Rob will know, you know, state has named him the music ambassador for Mississippi.
Yes.
This thing's gonna be filmed. We're gonna get a lot of tourism mileage out of this. And I think she needs about $3,000. She's raised about,
I need
11
3,100
and she's given a
Giving
book.
us some, text me, Anna.
I will.
She's given books to every elementary.
They're short
school
2,927.
student in the city of Cleveland.
Okay, so we need to look
And
into
I
it.
make a motion that, out of our tourism fund, we give $3,000 to complete the cost that she had, all of these books that are going to these kids.
Gary made the.
Second.
Any second, all in favor, say aye.
Yeah, we got a new tourism chairman that he's anxious to get here and see too. Becky's no longer.
Okay, Becky, good, okay.
No, she's no longer.
Thanks, Anna.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks,
All
guys.
right, thank you. All right, Dudley, can you talk some more?
Y'all have my report if y'all have any questions.
I just have one thing, I want to say, on, April the 19, around 6:45, I was, in my living room at the house and 5 shots went out, just boom, boom, and 5 more shots went out. And, I immediately went outside about 12 seconds after that. I saw 5 young men running north. And I'm not saying they were the one that really did the shooting, but they went to a rent house and there, there's a bunch of boys always hang around at that rent house. And I immediately called the property owner and, what I really want to do, hold the property owner responsible for the people that are doing the shooting if it can be proved that they are doing it some type of way.
We do have that in an ordinance.
We have a rowdy house or.
It's ordered out.
But we need to, okay then,
Renter and landlord.
okay.
You need to give them that address.
Okay, I call the police. Yes, I did. I called the police.
Yeah, that's more important.
I called them too.
Yeah, Danny.
Y'all, the way that works in practice is we send a very detailed letter, give them information so they get their due process. We have them come to a meeting and then they sit down with the 3 wise men, as I call it, Greg and Billy and the chief. And there is not anything from law enforcement to code to fire that we can't cover in that meeting. And when we walk out of there, it's usually resolved. And if it can't be resolved, it's coming to y'all to shut them down. So.
Okay, I do that then.
All right.
But are we still driving in those communities? Do we still have policemen in those neighborhoods?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay, great.
Even extra guys coming out, working overtime just to keep the crime down.
Thank you for what you do.
Next work.
Thank you.
Greg,
Oh, the only other thing I have really notable for last month was, with the mutual aid call at, H. Cooper Center in Marigold for a response there. And nothing other than they did a tremendous job with, what they've been trained to do with the kids, being removed and in a safe place and all. I just, kudos to the people that are doing the emergency training and all. We've had a great part in that, obviously, every year with fire prevention. And, it's just feels good to see it work.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But any other questions y'all have of me, I'll be glad to answer.
question? Okay, Jamie?
Well, I think it's our sound system.
Okay.
because
I doubt y'all
we're
can hear
having
me.
problems.
What was Jamie report this morning?
Hang on, she's texting me. So she wants to go up on her, boarding fee. Daily boarding fee is currently $5. And, that was in her report that she submitted, that she would like to, suggest going up on that because the boarding fee, if I remember correctly, what she said, what she submitted in her report, the boarding fee anywhere else is considerably more.
$18 to $22.
That's right. And so people are leaving their pets at the animal shelter much longer because it's $5
You mean
a
when
day.
people travel?
Well,
Whatever.
if they get,
Convenient.
it's convenience. If they get picked up for whatever reason, they don't.
Did she make it? She didn't make a suggestion.
She did make a suggestion as to what she wanted to go up to. I don't know if she has a suggestion,
Well,
Yeah.
but,
tell her to give us one and we'll vote on something.
Go from 5 to 25 would be.
yeah, I don't
5
think
to
that's what
15
she was
maybe, but
recommending.
Get her thoughts in.
Okay,
Back.
and tell her to bring it back at the next meeting.
Right.
A weekend stay or something,
Recommends $10 at least.
A day.
like a hotel, pet hotel.
$10.
Do 12. If you want to start with 10, I'd make motion to start with 10.
That's not bad.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, motion, Robert,
$12. Robert.
Gary, 10.
12 or 10?
10.
10.
All in favor, say aye. Get them dog.
Thank you.
Okay,
The pet hotel.
Thomas,
I don't have anything to add to my report. If y'all have any questions.
you everywhere and I appreciate it.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Sean.
I do have a quick request though. I know it's probably not normal. I have to get to the fire department meeting in about 10 minutes. Would it be okay if I go ahead and leave?
Yes, sir, sure.
But I do have something. I don't know if this is between Steve-O or Thomas.
Yes, sir.
At 404 Glasgow, not Glasgow, but Glasgow, Scott Washington has called me numerous times about multiple sinkholes in that backyard.
Yes,
Are y'all on top of that?
yes, sir.
Thank you. He said he lost a dog for a little while. So.
Mark.
Found it. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank y'all.
Steve-O,
I don't have nothing outside of my report unless y'all have something for me.
Yeah,
get after these folks on this grass.
We're after.
Okay,
I do have a question.
okay.
You're still short on help.
Yes, sir.
How many?
Got around about probably
We had some.
12.
All right.
We have a lease
Tonight, and we actually have some more applications. We're
Well,
going.
I saw that. I saw those on there, but you're 12 down without these.
Yes, sir.
And this may be a state law issue. You know, in the summertime, we hire all of these part-time workers to work the parks. Right. Is there anything against him hiring part-time?
We actually tried it last summer and we
We had
did get
one
one or
or
two,
two, yes, sir.
and we could try it again this summer.
I mean, if we can do that, if it's not an issue, I'd say we get, because that's when your work starts. When
You get that pump station like Gary's today.
They got the outside, they're going in the gate tomorrow.
I agree. We ought to look at some temporary help like we do in the park.
Right, well, give them a weed eater and mower and.
I put the word out.
Teenagers that.
I put the word out at the two high schools.
Give them a job.
Let's see if there's some kids that want to make some summertime money.
We gotta watch our own property though, because it's hard for us to give somebody a citation and you don't take care of your own house. You can't say nothing about nobody else's house.
Yes, sir.
Come up with a budget and a plan.
Well, we got 12 people in the budget that we ain't paying for time.
My thing about it is with this, and I understand, I do agree, is that we make sure that they are well trained on using this equipment.
For the
Because
And supervisor.
They have to be with an experienced worker. You
Yeah.
can't send them by.
I still want back to the weed eater and that don't know.
But I think we just come up with a protocol and a plan. Yeah.
Right.
Well, he needs help quick now.
We're working at it.
That grants.
All right.
They're in short pants.
It's Clint in here.
Yeah.
Couldn't see it.
I don't have anything else on mind.
That's all right. Okay.
Get the pictures of the new hangar, boy. It's really-
Great.
All right. Jason,
I have Jason's.
got Jason here.
We had, but he doesn't have anything outside of his report. If y'all had an opportunity to look at that, they have had a lot going on and,
Ball season.
fall season. And then the one thing probably that,
Yeah.
he probably would touch on is, they did get, the, 3 of the Dizzy Dean state tournaments this year. 7 and under, 9 and under boys and 10 and under girls. So, that'll be bringing, a lot of people to Cleveland, this June.
Okay.
Got one thing on.
Okay.
We need to have a meeting. I don't know how we need to do this with CYSA, the people who do the soccer program.
Yeah.
Because we put a lot of time and effort into that.
Got a lot of money.
And they really have not brought one single tournament here like they promised they would.
Who's in charge?
I don't even know, because the lady who was in charge at the time, she moved off the way.
Yeah.
And,
We need.
I just think it's time to put a little pressure on them.
Yeah, I do too. We spend a lot of money for nothing.
Anyway, just mayor, if you can
Right, okay.
organize that,
I will.
I'd be a part of it.
All right, Michelle.
The only thing that I have is I would like to request approval of the MEMA documents for our District 3 Regional Hazard Mitigation Plan.
So moved.
Gary, Danny, all in favor, say aye. Is that it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Heather?
I just need approval for the employee action recommendations, unless you guys have any.
We have anything, so.
I think we have executive.
No.
So move.
Okay, Robert, Zena, all in favor, say aye. Okay,
That's the only
that
thing.
it? All right, Robert?
Yeah, I can't say enough. I'm just like back among my distinguished colleagues. And I'm like a little kid in the can now. So I just want to say to each of you, it's you guys, man, and we had a great legislative session.
You did.
And we get everything we want. But I promise we got the best bang for our buck.
You did.
So
I pass, I am good to go, Mayor.
All right, Danny.
Don't have anything else.
Yeah.
The only thing I want to say is this, for Ms. Felton and anybody else. We got to figure out some kind of plan, because we continually get more and more sewer.
Yeah.
And infiltration.
Hey, we've got to concentrate on fixing.
It's
that.
infiltration. The water gets in these
That's-
things and just,
We need to fix that problem.
I agree.
How can we get the county to help? Downstream,
That'd be a good question.
That stops.
I think
That's something.
engineers come together and they know exactly what they're facing.
Well, the same engineer.
Same engineer.
Oh, that's right, Josh.
Yeah, be
That's right,
told.
yeah.
He's got to be told.
I think we need to,
Right.
Josh came up with a street plan. I think we need to sit down with Josh and let's come up with a sewer plan. We're hearing this too often.
Yeah, well, it's infiltration. Thompson says it all the time.
And I don't mind working with Tom.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
That we covered, Mr. Mayor, thank you.
Y'all did a great job, Robert, and even we ought to all be proud, because the first thing is something manageable at 0.5%. Delta State, our guy's working unbelievable out there. He's there every day in Jackson, and I think he got either 6,000 or 8,000 for a couple of dorms, and he got 22.5 million, I think, for the Hayes Cooper redo. So he's working hard, and
that's great.
Everything's going really well.
Thank you.
Okay.
Make a motion, we adjourn for supper.
Executive session.
That in the minutes.
I think we have one item for executive plan.
I didn't think we had it. I'm sorry.
Do you still have that for executive?
Yes.
Yeah, an airport.
It's a personnel issue.
Oh, sorry, it's economic development for the airport.
I move we consider in an executive session. I withdraw the motion to adjourn. Consider executive session, airport, economic.
Okay. Thank you, Ray. Danny, all in favor, say aye.
I mean, we enter executive session, the same reason.
Kirk made a motion. Second. Favor, say aye.
I'm sorry. I didn't-
Okay, I didn't realize. I thought.
Yes, dude, I'm back.
Sorry, my little brain's.